Hi Jake, I'm Vanessa from talkSPORT MMA. How are you? How are you in Vegas now?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel strong, ready to go now.
How does it? I mean, it was a pretty emotional and like sensational win that you did do in Manchester 301, up 304, excuse me. I mean, a week's
Yeah,
notice and getting that. I mean, what did that win kind of mean to you after getting it off, of some challenging experiences prior to it?
yeah, it felt amazing. Obviously, I was riding a two-fight losing streak, so it was good to get back in the win column. Plus, my UFC career was potentially on the line, so I saved it that night.
Do you think it kind of ignited like a different level of hunger that you didn't sort of knew existed prior to that?
Not really. I mean, I'm always hungry. I've always been hungry to be in the UFC and become champion of the world. It ain't made me any more hungrier. You know what I mean? They can't get no more hungrier than me.
Talk me through like being able to bounce back from those setbacks. Was there anything particular that helped you to sort of manage those, manage them mentally and physically and being able to prepare for this one, having gone through that and then getting the win again?
No, I always knew I was better than what I was performing in the fights. I feel like it was the more so me killing myself to make the weight. Because I wasn't performing like I was performing in the gym. I knew I was, you know, performing a lot better in the gym. So I feel like it was more the weight. I was feeling like to myself like if they come in the gym, I'd smash them. What's wrong? I just don't feel like I had my brain on the night of the fight when after cutting all that weight, to be honest.
Because you have been fighting at both bantamweight and at flyweight. So do you prefer one or the other? I mean, this one is going to be at bantamweight. Is that where you're planning on staying now?
Yeah, that's where I plan on staying now. Obviously my last fight was at bantamweight, but that was on short notice. So, this time I get a full camp and you know, it's been a more fueled fight camp. I've been able to eat a bit more. Uh, you know, got you know, and I've had more time to lose the weight than 1 week. You know what I mean?
And it is pretty incredible. I mean, you missed it by a pound, but I definitely think that that should have been taken into consideration in a more like kind way. I hope that it was. I don't know if it was, but I do hope so.
They never mentioned they never mentioned nothing to me, but they didn't praise me either. So, um, and this is my last fight of my contract. I would have thought they might have re-signed me after the last one, but they haven't. So, um, this is the last fight of the contract, so I got to go out and perform.
Do you feel that that adds any extra pressure to it, or are you just going to go in there and do exactly what you're going to do any other time and it doesn't change anything?
No, it doesn't change nothing to me. I had the pressure the last fight. If anything, I think it made me perform better. Um, and I had the pressure on the contender series as well, and I feel like I performed better because of that.
That
So
was the sensational.
I don't think pressure. I don't think the pressure is going to get to me.
Oh, that's good. I do want to ask, did you get the kebab after the fight in UFC 304 with you?
Yeah, I got it, but not straight after the fight. I had it a couple of days after.
That's and you do have your dad in your corner. Has he been someone that's been like an ongoing inspiration for you during your fighting career, or has there been anyone particular that's led that way? Like we have Leon Edwards, who's now, a former welterweight champion. Has there been anyone specifically that's kind of inspired you in, combat sports or in MMA particularly? I think it's pretty special having your father there, but was there anyone else?
Well, when I was a young kid, I used to watch the fighting a lot with my dad, and he obviously talked to me a lot about the fighting, and I learned a lot from him basically. And, there's a lot of inspirations for me. I mean, I'm a big fight fan, so I watch all the fights. There's a lot of guys who inspire me. You know what I mean? Especially when I was a young kid, I was always like, oh, I want to be like him when I grow up or whatever. Um, yeah, basically that.
There was this really cute this note, something I noted, I think it might have been your UFC debut, and like Bisping was on the commentary and he said, I met this kid when he was like, I don't know, a teenager, and you were saying,
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the UFC one day. How does it feel to kind of like realize that goal that's happening right now, that dream?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you think about it because, I mean, I don't think there's been any. I don't know anyone who's been following fighting. I've been basically following fighting since I was born, and I've been a big fan. I remember when I was a kid, and my dad got me a BJ Penn T-shirt for Christmas, and I was like, I must have been about 13 years old, and I cried because I had a BJ Penn T-shirt. Um, Cried of happiness because I had a BJ Penn T-shirt. I mean, I'm like you know, it's always been. I'm like, remember being a young kid thinking, I don't need to listen at school. I'm going to be UFC world champion. So now I'm in the UFC now. I'll go become world champion. So yeah, it's amazing when you think about it. But I mean, I try not to dwell on that too much. Just think in the moment. You know what I mean, and just go out there and fight.
Yeah. Is there any sort of like hobbies or any personal things in your life that, or people that help you sort of keep you motivated or grounded, like when you are in these sort of like high pressure environments under the UFC lights, or just being a fighter in general?
I do not have no hobbies outside of fighting. That's why I spend so much time in the gym. The only other hobby I suppose I've got, if you want to call it a hobby, is eating food. Uh, that's that. That's my hobby. If I was to go out, or whatever, I'd go out and eat food. I ain't got no hobbies. Um, like inspire me or whatever. People like I got my family. Obviously, I've got a baby was due on Saturday, the day of my fight. Actually, funny enough. So that obviously inspires me to make sure I go out there and put a performance on this guy because I got to now not just provide for myself, but provide for my family, which I've had to miss the birth of my first child to come here and fight in order to provide for him. So, um, yeah, basically, that inspires me to make sure I punish this geezer and break his whole face for making me miss it.
Do you know what you're having? If it's a boy or girl, would you like to share that?
Yeah,
Oh my God,
I'm
that's
having a
beautiful.
girl.
That's really, really beautiful. You never know. Maybe you'll get the job done super quick and then you'll be able to sort of make it there to at least be on camera and witness the birth. So you never know.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, well, let's say I mean, like, if you want to give me a prediction, or do you have sort of anything of how you're going to get this road to victory, get the job done, and then, yeah, do you have anything you'd like to talk me through how that's going to happen?
I mean, I feel like I can finish him in every aspect of the game. I mean, suppose, he's more of a grappling guy. Saying that, I feel like I can submit him. Um, I can fight everywhere. There's not one place he can put me that I ain't comfortable. You know what I mean? Like if we're striking, I'm comfortable. If I'm on top of him, I'm comfortable. If he's on top of me, I can get up, or I'm comfortable anyway, and I can submit him anyway and sweep him anyway. But I predict a face plant KO. He's going to be planted on his face, knocked clean out cold. His striking is too wild and sloppy that I usually going to get knocked out. But I can beat him in his own game anyway. That's the problem. He can't fight me standing. Yeah, he thinks he can fight me on the ground, but I'm better than him on the ground. So he's thinking more of his strength and his size. He's going to play a factor. I think he's going to be surprised by my strength, like the last guy, Blockhead. I think Blockhead was shocked with how strong I was compared to him. I think this guy's going to be in a shock, and especially when I hit him.